I'm all by myself here. I'm not sure. That wasn't what we planned for. Hello and welcome to the Not Relevant Podcast. Bear with us here just for a minute. We've got last minute excitement on the channel as right before we go live. I'm not sure if it's a solar storm or what. Oh, and there might. I think it's the solar storm. Or maybe it's StreamYard. I might need to have to kill one of our live streams. We're doing something different today. We're doing something a little bit different, and StreamYard has announced that we now are able to go vertical and traditional on our live stream at the same time. They did not tell us, however, that it would not work appropriately. Who's here? Thomas, you're back.
No idea. Happy Friday Eve.
I can tell you, I think it's on my end. I might have to do the same thing you just did because when you left and I was playing the music, it was still happening in my headset. So you sound great, I think.
And I didn't do it intentionally. I went to do a setting and was gone. I was watching you saying how alone you were and I wasn't there and it wouldn't allow me back in to the show. And I almost just left for dinner, but I decided to reboot and see if I can get back in. And here we are. But
okay, can anyone else hear Thomas? I just need to know if you guys hear what I hear because I understood C3PO and R2D2 better than you there. You guys are fine, so it's just on my end.
Okay. Yes, so Thomas, we hear you. I can hear. They can hear me. Well, the stream is better. Yes, yeah. So they can hear me.
One of the streams is really acting up, I guess.
Oh,
so let me do the same thing. All I did was welcome people. Let me say this, Thomas. Happy Thursday.
Happy Friday Eve.
There you go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bail for just a second, reset my StreamYard because I think it might be on my end.
Okay.
And if I can do this without ending the stream, it would be better. So good luck, Thomas. If I don't make it back. I hope you have a great podcast. It's a great lineup today. I hope you guys enjoy the show. Give me 2 minutes. We'll be right back.
Wait, he said 2 minutes. Oh no. I've never been solo for 2 minutes before, but no, during sound check, everything was fantastic until just before we went live. And all of a sudden he said, what button did you hit? I'm hearing nothing but static. I cannot hear you. Everything's gone awry. And so here we are, and here we go for the reboot. But, part of the sound check conversation went of, some of you may know, there's been a curse, as I've said. I'm a big Dallas Stars fan. And during the podcast, when the Stars are playing and we're podcasting, the Stars lose. Well, the last 2 games, they have won while we podcast. But I figured it out. It was because I had a background of the Stars is why we lost. So I'm testing the theory tonight as they're playing. The game's underway. Please don't spoil it for me. They're going off. I think it's near, not quite halfway done, but they're en route. So that's the test for the Stars background tonight. They're playing.
It's a scientific test. Please don't mess with this. Okay, don't add any additional factors like spoiling it for him because that would completely throw the test off. I'm back, and you don't sound like a robot anymore, Thomas. It's good to be with you.
Love it.
Friday Eve.
It's good to have you here. I can't do this by myself ever.
It's sort of a 2-man show.
It's no sortas about it. It's I couldn't do what you do all day and entertain all these folks by yourself. I would flounder and flop heavily. So I'm glad you're back.
That's pretty much the name of the show all day. But it's been a wild one. Today, I don't know. I've got to put these on, or else I'm going to get a headache. Today, I got I answer prank calls, right? So
indeed,
both that I call them prank calls. They might be sales.
They're business calls.
Business calls, yes. But I happen to know that their business is not legitimate, and I know this because of personal experience. Going through the process, pretending I was going to buy, and then finding out exactly what they're doing. It's a scam. They're literally trying to scam me. I got a guy today. I like to lead them along because the longer I can keep them on the phone, the less they can scam other people. And that's like a win-win for everybody, right?
Correct.
I had just barely started on my bit, right? And I'm pretending to be an old guy doing an awful old person voice, which doesn't work very well. And I'm pretending that my hearing aid's not acting up and I can't hear what he's saying. And I get like 2 lines in, like, hang on, let me check my hearing aid battery turned up. And he unloads on me and used all the bad words, like everything. Like George Carlin had nothing on him. He used all of them. And the one you can't use on YouTube.
While you're on YouTube. So he's heard the skit before. He's done it long enough to where he knew he was getting punked. He wasn't a rookie.
Yeah, and he wasn't having it. And as some people say, I've never seen Scott speechless before. I'm like, well, I don't know what to say to that. I just don't know what to say. But I have to sit in the middle today because we're going vertical as well. And if I sit in my normal position where I'm sort of off center, which would mess with everyone's OCD. I do this. You only see half of me on vertical. So we're here. But welcome. If you're new here for the first time and you just were scrolling through on YouTube and the YouTube powers brought you here. This is a fun little podcast we do where we talk about things that are not relevant to the things I talk about during the day, which is usually court. So we talk about some fun stories, some interesting things that happened, as well as some things that are just not relevant, period. So welcome. Please join us. Stay for a while. We're all friends here. We just ask you to be nice and polite in chat. That's about it. And remember, it's sort of a family show, but the kids have gone to bed in the family. Just, so it's walk that line carefully.
Indeed. 10-4.
But 10-4. Yeah. Speaking of 10-4, that's a great transition. A message received. The message was received by Target employees recently who got a new 10-4 policy. And this is one, honestly, I sort of want to test while wearing a hidden camera, because in an effort to make shopping at Target a better experience for all, and by all I mean all but the employees are now going to be required to put on a happy face if a customer is within 10 feet of them. You have to smile at the customer. And I, for one, I pace a lot while I'm shopping. I will go back and forth and look. I'm afraid that people are going to be filing workers' comp from the grin they have to keep on their face as I go back and forth in their work area. And I'll see if I can catch up. No, I think that's a cruel thing, honestly. I just don't think I could do it. What are your thoughts on this? Smile while you talk. It's required.
So I like no, we're so much farther than 10 feet away.
I'll be over here, so it's safe.
But yeah. No, I understand the effect and what they want. A lot of people will call it the Chick-fil-A effect, if you will, because the customer service aspect in that regime, it's king, right? Customer service. My only issue with it is if you're going to build a business and establish something profitable that has a good signature to it, and its identity, customer service is number one to begin with. That's your foundation. That's where you begin. No matter the product, the service, whatever it is. It's customer service is where you train the hardest. That's who you hire and what you develop and whatnot. So I like it because it's friendly. But to me, Target is known as Target for what it is. It's got fairly quality products at fair prices. It's fairly clean. No one goes there for the service, whether it's good or bad. That's not why people shop at Target. So when you try to implement it, I don't know how long they've been around, but midway through, let's just say, Greeners on point, nail it. It's forced, right? It's now every time the people who did it naturally when they were hired and provided good service and smiled at me, it was genuine and I enjoyed it. And thank you very much. And, go about my ways and do my shopping. Now, every single one of them smiling at me, I don't know if it's genuine or if they're smiling because they're being watched and they're going to get docked or they're going to get in trouble. So when you force customer service, once a business has been established, that makes it tough. It's not a bad idea, not a bad thought. There's no harm in, hey, let's spread some smiles. not everyone's going to even know this story or read this headline or know it. Certainly not watch this podcast. So, so
I
people,
imagine
it's just going to happen.
there are going to be some shoppers that walk into to Target and be like, "Why is everyone acting so creepy?" Like, hey, you know, what I mean? Why is that
Yes.
big grin on their face every time I walk by? And then I walk away and it stops. I'm like, do I have a kick me sign on my back? What is causing this?
Correct.
Because I'm not used to that. I agree with you on the company culture. I believe a company culture has to be built at the foundational level and built up into the company.
Bingo.
It's like shifting from drive into reverse. If your company has not been going in that direction and you're established, parts are going to break when you institute this change. People are going to quit. Honestly, there's going to be a handful of people. It's like, look, you know, the whatever it is, the $8, $9, $10 an hour that you're paying me is not enough to smile at all these people who just make my life a living, well, difficult. You know,
Correct.
all day long throughout the Christmas season as I work the returns counter. It's just
yeah,
permanent grin because there's always people there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's if you see it and notice it in your Target, let us know. Drop us a line. And I'll say this as well. If you see somebody who pulls it off and makes it believable, thank him for it. Just like, hey, thanks for smiling. You know, that really, it might be fake, but you sold it on me, and I fell for it. So thank you for that. It made my day a little brighter. As I believe,
Totally.
as I say every day, smile at someone, make their day a little bit better. When we end our show, Walmart took it to heart, or sorry, Target did, took it to heart and stole our idea. So
they did. But I will say this, I have never been to a Target where I didn't encounter an unhappy employee. If I ever stopped them to ask where something was, or I needed some help or anything, the service was fine. Can I say I noticed if they smiled at me, if I got within 10 feet? No, because I'm not staring intently at a staff member who's stocking a shelf and folding apparel or doing whatever that just got destroyed by a customer. I don't want to interrupt them because they're doing their job. So personally, I don't think I'll notice a difference until someone takes it to, I'm going to make this what our boss really wants it to be and be obnoxious about it. And they're going to come up to you and do a Halloween smile when you walk. Yeah, exactly.
Like the Joker from Batman. You know,
yes.
Honestly, most of us probably don't even make eye contact with employees. They're just doing their job and we're here doing ours.
Leave me alone. Yes.
Unless I desperately need something. It's like, look, I came here to get this one item. It should be right here. Your app says there are 50 of them in the store. It's not here. Can you please get it from the back?
I concur.
I think I will go visit Target just to see what it's like.
See what's happening. Now, we'll say the article doesn't list a date of when it's going to be implemented. So we're going to have to follow up on the story to see when before we go do a little secret shopping. But someone posted in chat that they're a Walmart shop, not Target. And I will say, for my former colleagues and other folks that know me well, Walmart has been it's my place. I'm on first name basis with a lot of the employees in my local Walmart. It's just, I go there literally every day except for Sunday. I go in. That's where I go. I like it. I like the people. It's got everything I need. But they're doing something now that is driving me up the wazoo that I cannot stand. They're allowing third-party companies to come in, set up camp inside the store, primarily internet and energy, electric services, and as well as, I believe, no, not cellular, cable as well, to stand there, and as you walk by, go, hey, how are you today, sir? Can I ask you a quick question? What internet provider do you have?
It's like Ned from Groundhog Day. That's what I'm envisioning when they jump out.
It's terrible. And so you're trapped in a realm of, for me, not speaking for everyone, of, I don't want to be rude to this person who's trying to make a living, but I'm here to grocery shop or supply shop. It's Walmart, right? Yeah. I did not come to Walmart for new internet or electricity. That's not why I'm here. And nor am I ever, even if I'm unhappy with my current providers, nor am I buying one from a guy wearing slacks and a shirt and a tie that don't fit at all, standing in a Walmart
standing next to
sell it to me.
bags of Cheetos. Yeah, that's the guy you're looking for.
Yeah. So I'm so perturbed by it. I'm here to do what I have to do and buy what I'm getting and get. I'm not in a hurry, but I have things on a checklist to go get and this, and I don't want to be approached. No one likes salesmen. No one, don't come knock on my door.
You could have stopped right there. No one likes salesmen.
I've been
mostly accurate. I think there's a place for salesmen, right? There's a place where I really appreciate an informed salesman that can answer questions and listens to what my problem is. Because if he can solve my problem, that's a sale right there. I've got a problem. He's got something to solve it. That's where we can connect and you can make a little commission. But
just fair. So Valerie, I need to write this down. I typically say, sorry, I don't want to waste your time. I'm not interested. That's so much better because I've been so perturbed that I was so polite in the beginning, and now because I'm there so often and it's just getting a counter all the time. Now I'm so annoyed. Right. And so one route I told the guy, I thought, okay, I got him. He asked me about my, my internet service, to which I said, hey man, no worries. I live off grid. And I thought that would solve it. Right.
End of conversation.
Yeah. I can't plug into my wall. Like, you don't provide I live off grid. I have a van somewhere, and he looked at me and said, off grid, huh? Like, what do you use? And well, Starlink. And I know he's not selling Starlink, nor can he, and it's not the way it works. And I figured end of conversation. And he's Starlink. Well, what's your upload speed? And I went, oh no, he's following the script. He's not listening to me. And he doesn't understand what's going on. He doesn't get it.
I live in a van.
So I said, I live in a van and I travel the country and I put up Starlink. So wherever I can get a satellite signal, that's how I get my Wi-Fi, because it's through Starlink. I don't have a service and I can't. And then he wasn't catching on, even though I was fully lying. It was the worst one I could have ever lied to, because he didn't comprehend what I was saying. So I'll never do that skit again in fear of catching someone like that again. So I feel bad. I walk in, I see where they are and who they've got. And so I take an aisle detour, which already is annoying because I'm trying to shop. I don't want to have to take a detour, but whatever. But if I get caught, hey, sir, I just go, no, thanks. But I'm kind of rude about my no thanks. I have to be honest. I really am. It's a blunt no thanks. It's very ingenuine. I should just say no instead of no thanks, because the thanks is written off. But I feel bad. It's someone trying to make a living, do their job. Yeah. My last point of this that really gets me is when I see them in the aisle and where it's who they've got captive, right? Who they're pitching their sales pitch. It's always the elderly who, and I'm not knocking the elderly, but we've all seen scams and things, and that's where things get targeted because they're not up to speed with certain aspects of life, right? And I see them, well, let me look at your phone and look at your account with you and for you. And they think it's being so genuine. And I'm like, no. And I want to go up there and go, hey, ma'am, stop. Don't buy your internet.
He's the bad guy.
Yeah. Be careful, be cautious. But you
don't want Walmart internet. That's the moral of the story.
I don't want the guy selling internet in Walmart that his tie goes down to his ankles, and I'm not doing it. I can't. And I just want to shop. I just want to get my stuff and get out.
You tell the story of the story about the lie about living in a van and off grid and everything. I got caught in a similar situation once on the phone. I take prank calls. I answer the phone, but at the same time, I like to give them a hard time. And I got a call from a number which was very similar to these prank callers who always spoof different numbers. So it could be from anyone. Sometimes it'll say like, whatever hospital, United Health Hospital or something. It could be anybody, but it's still a scammer. So I'm thinking I've got the scammer. And so I answer the phone and I do the highest, squeakiest voice I can. I'm like, hello, like really high. And, I don't have a high voice. And I'm like, hi, how can I help you? I'm trying to do the Kermit the Frog impersonation and sucking at it. And it's the 401k company that I called that I'm trying to get straightened up. Back before we moved, it's still, and we're in another state. And hi, I'm returning your call. And now I've sold the bit, right? and I can't change.
You can't go, oh, my bad.
I can't go, oh, sorry, excuse me, sir. Sorry. This is actually here, kid, give me my phone. No,
Right.
I have to continue the whole call with the high squeaky voice because I know I only have to talk to him one time. And it's just like, it's killing me. I mean, I can barely squeeze out a sentence, and he's all being polite, thinking this guy just must have some vocal problems. And I was like,
Fair.
next time I'll make sure it's a scammer before I begin my bit. But,
Need confirmation.
Yes.
Sir, is this official business or are you scamming before I start on what I'm doing?
Because I've got a good one for you, but I don't want to waste this on a real person.
Yeah. I love it. While we're on this tangent, before we hop into stories, I want to go ahead and segue into what I told you during sound check of there's a segment I want to do, but not tell you about. So that way it's more
heads up. Something's coming. You don't know what it is.
Bingo. That's what I told Scott. I said,
we're all on the same page, guys. Nobody knows what Thomas is about to do, but I trust him for now.
It's not a gotcha. It's not putting you on the spot. I just didn't want to give him the heads up to where he had time to think about it and kind of prepare and then get ready to divulge on some things with some prior thoughts. Organic conversation to me it's better. It's cooler. It's authentic and where it goes. And so where I want to go with this segment is whether we do 1, 2, or 3 a piece, doesn't really matter. We can kind of cap it, but it's a hill you would die on. Ooh. And for those watching, I know most of you already know, but if there's a few out there that don't know, a hill that you would die on is basically opinion you have of something. Doesn't matter the category, the industry, whatever it is. It's an opinion you have that you would literally take to your grave before you would ever agree to disagree, because you just believe so heavily in that and how said thing should be. And the reason I bring it up is being on Facebook a little bit. I took, 6-7 years off of Facebook, and I jumped back on. Well, I think when you started your channel, so I could join Mod Chat. To be honest, but
sorry about that.
So yeah, thanks a million. Oh yeah. But so I got on it, and there is a lot of good pages on there. There's some motorcycle specific pages, even for your specific make, model, whatever, and people exchange thoughts and ideas and prices of parts and what have you. But then along with that comes the junk that gets thrown at you, right? One of which I found a page, and it says, "This is a hill I will die on." And some people will post something that I think is okay. I can understand. I might not agree with it, but it sounds like a legitimate hill, right?
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of trolls. But it made me think yesterday of everyone has a hill or 3 that they believe so heartedly in that they would take it to their grave before they ever agreed to disagree. And so that's the surprise, throwing one at you. Do you have a hill that you're willing to share publicly? That's
the no. The first thing that came to mind, it's actually, so I guess this falls in the pet peeve category, but it is never okay to be in the fast lane and stay there if the car behind you flashes their lights at you, ever. Even if, I'm not talking about cops. Obviously, if the cop lights you up, you should pull over. That's the rules. It's never okay to stay in the fast lane, no matter what the speed, no matter how fast you're going over the speed limit. It's never okay to stay in the fast lane if somebody flashes lights at you.
Agreed. And depending where you are in the country or the world, the far left lane, some call the passing lane, some call the fast lane, some call it's the number 1 lane in law enforcement. But
it's the one where they write all the good tickets.
Yes. I fully agree with that hill. I will lie on that hill with you. I read last year, the year before, I believe the state of California was one of the first to implement a ticketing system. If you are in the left or passing lane impeding traffic, it's a ticketable offense. I experience it in my town daily. I did this morning, taking my dog to the groomer. It's on the highway, and there was a vehicle going 59 in a 60 in the left-hand lane, to which I had to go to the right lane to make my pass. And then there's traffic merging onto the highway. And so now I got to, so it can be dangerous if you're going too slow in that lane. And so I will climb that hill with you. Absolutely.
Excellent.
100%.
I appreciate you joining me on the right side of that discussion. What's yours?
The
It's
proper
right
side
and
of-
wrong on that one. That's it.
yeah, there's only one. Yes, it's not an opinion. That's just a right and wrong on that one. Mine is it actually happened this morning to a friend of mine. He shared an experience, but I will die on the hill of constantly being late and tardy for appointments or meeting friends for dinner or this, that, the other is a complete disrespect for other people's times. And it's not funny. It's not, it becomes, haha, I'm known to be the late one and everyone knows that. And it's silly. No, it's a complete and utter disrespect for others people's time. People leave work early or have to pay for daycare or reschedule certain things, or they're there on time, but they have to be home at a certain time to be somewhere for something. So to me, it's a disrespect and it's a complete disregard for other people. And you're missing the boat if you think it's funny and you can't acknowledge that.
There's some cultural differences that come into play.
I'd love to hear it.
I can't claim them as my own, but I've heard that like Hawaii time is just
island time,
like a vague idea, right?
Like island time. Yes,
island
100%.
time. Life is just different there. It's a different pace of life. So I can accept that, but I agree. Without sharing too many details, we had an appointment this week where someone was late to the appointment. It wasn't us, and it is. It's inconsiderate. Doctors, I don't agree though. They're always late. If you are late for them, it's a problem. If they late for you, deal with it and suck it up.
Correct. So it actually sparked part of my thought was this morning, a good at pickleball, a good friend of mine and his wife, they play every morning with us. She just had an MRI done the other day. So they left pickleball early today to go to the MRI reading. And so they had to cut it short after 2 games. Off they went. They're gone, had to go. And the rest of us continued to play on and do our thing and have fun. And now we're packing up, leaving. And they come walking back up to the courts. And we're thinking, well, that's fast. What the heck? Hey, everyone's curious and concerned. How'd your MRI reading go? How's everything? How she injured her hip. So everyone's kind of curious. Oh, we don't know. We got there and we sat there for 45 minutes after we checked in and they never came out. So I walked up and this is his words. I walked up and said, we're leaving. And the gal at the desk, well, she could be out any minute to come talk to you about it. And he said, well, we won't be here when she does. Thank you very much. And he left.
Yep.
Because he left and they're older folks and their morning routine is very, very special to them. It's their time together and how they do things, and they really enjoy their time. And so they left early from their recreational fun time and their exercise. And then they sat for 45 minutes and waited. And then they, from there, drove back and waited. And now we were leaving. And so now they had no one else to participate in their recreational time because their time was not valued in their mind. I don't know. The doctor could have been caught up because maybe the prior patient was late, right? So the doctor's trying to hurry and do their best. No one knows whose fault it is. But in his mind, you just wasted so much of my time. I'm leaving. I'm not sitting here any longer. Goodbye. So he walked out. But
don't blame him.
I don't at all. I laughed, and that's his MO. I said, you lasted 45 minutes because I would have given him 20. But that's what sparked my thought. Do you have a second hill?
I have a second one. I do.
Okay.
The book is always better than the movie. And I say this even as someone who doesn't read a lot and I like movies. The book is always better than the movie.
Okay.
I grew up reading a lot. Like I was in like 4th grade and I could read like 400 words per minute with a 98% retention. I was doing really good as a kid. I probably haven't improved at all since then. But reading just opened up the mind to me. It was amazing. And we grew up without a television as well. So, the idea
Yes.
that the Grinch was a movie, the Grinch was a book before it was a movie to me. And, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was a book before it was a movie. And
Never read it.
The movies have always disappointed me a little bit. And maybe it's because they left out some facts that in my head I thought were more significant, or they added some stuff that wasn't in the book. But for me, the book is always better than the movie. Chat is always better than the podcast.
Who invited Greeners?
He didn't own the internet right now.
Amber, you haven't blocked him yet? I've been away for a while. I thought Greeners would be long gone. But I can't go on the hill with you from experience, but I can say from hearsay, because I'm a non-reader. I don't. Although I read a book last month that I loved, and it's just phenomenal. But Amber timed out Greeners. Love it. Thank you, Amber. Greeners, you're gone for a minute. One whole
We
minute.
love you, Greeners. You'll be back in a second.
Yes. But anything I've ever read or heard from people, and wherever it be, I've always have seen the book was better. I can't count a time I've seen someone say the movie was way better. I've never seen it. So I definitely can't fight your hill on that one for sure. I'd have to join you on it just based off of, I'd have to be a follower because that's what everyone else says.
Yeah. What's your number 2?
It's so hard. I just said we have 2 hills and I don't have one. I don't have one prepped and ready, but,
okay. If one comes to you during the show, feel free to interject.
No, if I've got just a second, I can come up with a number 2 hill. I have a lot of hills. I just have to think what's appropriate for the show. But I think my biggest one, I don't know if this is a hill because I think it's kind of a cheesy one out. Let's go on with the show. Let it pop into my head and we'll go there because the one I want to spit out doesn't work. So
we said this show is a little bit different. Change is coming is what we titled it, or change. I forget what we called it. Something about change, and that's for 2 reasons actually. Number 1 is that we are for the first time live streaming in vertical format as well as this traditional format. So some of you might find us as you're doom scrolling. Stay a while. It's a lot of fun. And others of you are just in the regular place. But that was not necessarily the only change that is coming, because today,
change
for the first time in 232 years, we're waking up to a new world where a change has taken place. Yesterday was we're turning over a new leaf, a shiny new penny today. Well, actually, we're not. We are getting rid of pennies. Yesterday was the last day the United States will mint a U.S. penny for distribution circulation. It's over. The 1 cent is gone. And some of you might be a little heartbroken on that. But honestly, when was the last time you just opened up your purse, your wallet, or your coin purse, or dug deep in your pocket and pulled out a handful of pennies and like, yay, pennies, right? Most of us, for me, they go, ooh, and I flip them. they're great for flipping.
As hard as you can, practice with them.
As far as you can.
Yes.
But
they're not even good as ball markers on the green for golf. They're too small. They don't work. They're useless in so many facets of life.
Yeah. It's don't worry that we're going to have pennies for many years to come. There are 300 billion of them in circulation. This billion with the B. And I do have, that's nonsense. Yes, it is.
Nailed it, Rick. Love it.
Perfect. The reason why the U.S. Mint made this, or the government made this decision, is because there used to be a saying that everyone was able to say, find a penny, pick it up all the day, you'll have good luck, right? Well, the saying apparently has changed a little bit. And now it's find a penny, leave it quick, touching it can make you sick. And there's the idea that coins are dirty, that you don't want to go there. And people don't like them. Oftentimes there are people who will leave the pennies in the coin machine when it spits out the change and just grab the silver. It's just, nobody has room in their life for the penny. And so the U.S. government stopped. But that wasn't the only reason. It costs almost 4 cents for each penny the U.S. government was making.
Talk about efficiency. Oh boy.
Yeah. Now, as a metal detectorist, the penny plays a prominent role in my life. I have found probably more pennies on the ground than most of you ever will. So I've turned in $600 worth of coins, most of them being pennies from metal detecting in a single year. And so I know a little bit about pennies. Back before 1981, the penny was made out of 95% copper. The rest was like zinc or something. Those copper pennies were valuable. As a matter of fact, they still are. They're worth almost 3.5 cents in what's called a melt value.
Correct.
Up until 1981, they switched it, and now the penny's worth less than a penny in melt value, but they still cost a lot to make. But if you just were to go around and gather up all the pre-1981 pennies you can find and melt them down, you could literally make money by destroying money, which is against the law. Before, I'm not giving you a get rich quick scheme.
Federal offense.
The fine is $10,000 and 5 years in jail, which by the math, the way I worked it out, you would need to melt down $3,003 worth of pennies just to pay the fine. So anything above that is profit, and you'd have 5 years in prison to think about how you're going to spend it. So if that works out for you, you can go ahead and do that. But it's also not legal to export them to another country to have them melt them down. Like, you can't ship them to China for melt value.
They're doing what they're doing, and they're doing it well. Or in their minds.
Stores round down.
Some are rounding down and up. Depends where your total falls. They have announced. I believe McDonald's was one of the first that went public, I believe, of rounding down and or up, depending where the total of your transaction falls. I can't speak to the rest on what I've read, but there is going to be rounding, and it has already started. Absolutely.
So 3 and 7 cents goes up, 1 and 2 cents goes down, right?
Yep, exactly. Basic math.
Now they'll adjust the prices to make sure they end up at 7 or that 3.
Everything's
going. It's all profit. It goes to the bottom line. 100%. But are you going to miss the penny?
Nope. There's a reason when you go into a gas station in whatever, there's take a penny, leave a penny tray, and most people leave a penny. And how many people take a penny and truly need it? I mean, that happens. But over time, I've learned when it comes into, oh man, it's 2 cents is going to make them break my dollar. The cashier grabs those first, so yes. They don't have to do the work. They're not doing me a favor. They're saying, oh gosh, I don't want to math. I just want to.
I'd rather not count out 97 cents. Let me grab 3 pennies real quick.
Correct. So take a penny was for the person that might have been short, and you're doing something good, and it morphed into the cashier doesn't want to do math, and so they just off they go. And I've seen my local gas station that I frequent. I buy a lot of water and Gatorade on a daily basis after pickleball on my way home, things like that. And it could be like 12.24, and I pull out 12, and he goes, 12 is fine. Thanks so much. Have a good day. I mean, all the time. Am I going to miss the penny? Absolutely not. I haven't even thought about them forever. Am I going to coins in general? No. I have a little like satchel in the center console of my car. They all go in it. And then at the end of every 2 months, I just go to the little coin machine, dump them in, give them their 10%, whatever they take for their convenience of the machine, and turn in the ticket to the counter and gives me cash for it. So I never use change. Although I'll say,
do they give you change if you're, I mean, do you get like, you turned in $12.84 worth of coins? Do they give you the 84 cents back? So that's like the start for the next time, or you just say, keep the 4 cents. I don't want it.
It depends on the cashier and who's working and what I get back. But I will say they'll round mine to give me cash back. But if I can't meet them in the middle, then I'm getting coins back. But I picked up my wife from the airport on Monday night, and they have curbside where you can't leave your car, and then they have parking if you're going to be gone for days. But then they have a split median curb for temporary parking for pickup, which is actually, it's really convenient because it's only another 15 feet further from the door.
Okay.
So the security risk issue doesn't seem to be minimalized at all. But
It's the same distance. An
big time.
explosive would cause just as much damage 15 feet away. That's what the idea is.
100%. Exactly right. But they put little parking meters in there. And so for the first time, I had to go back to my little satchel and put quarters in the little parking meter because I got there real early to go wait for my wife to see her come through the gate and welcome her home and whatnot. So that was
Because the money negates the security risk. I see.
yes.
Terrorists don't have quarters. It's logical. I can see where
Bingo.
they're going.
And there's no law enforcement there at 8:00 at night because it's a 2-terminal airport in our town. So it's vacant. There's only one staff member sitting in there, and she unlocks the one door so they can come on out. But anyways, when I did that, I reached in my little bag and got my coin, and I went, oh my gosh, it's the first time I've used coins in I don't know how long, and I'm glad they're in my car. Otherwise, I'd have to drive all the way around and park in main parking, which is $1 an hour, and it's another 10 feet to the other side of the curb. It's
just not worth it.
It's not worth it.
Grass is green enough brings up a point. Those penny pressing machines cost 50 to 75 cents just to ruin your penny. This is funny. I went to the North Carolina Aquarium, and it's amazing, right? You're walking through the aquarium, you're seeing sharks and stingray. You get to hold stingrays and petting what is it, a sea sponge or whatever it was. There's all sorts of stuff to do there.
Yes.
And at the very end, you've got obviously the gift shop, which is overpriced, and then you've got this machine that makes these cool coins and like a little collection. And I show up, I'm like, I've got a pocket full of money. And I pull it out, and it's all silver because I get rid of my pennies. I'm like, we could do, each one of my kids could get each one of the designs here. I've got enough quarters for that because I'm just loaded, like I just hit jackpot of the slot machine, but no pennies to put in. And I think those machines in the future, they should come preloaded with pennies, and you should be able to select, I'd like a shiny penny or an old penny, copper or shiny. And you select that and just swipe your card.
Yes.
Let it roll.
That's the one that they press them out, right? And turn your penny into a little football, right?
Yeah.
Football shape.
Great stuff. And apparently they can do that because even though it's defacing currency, it's
but we
okay.
Can't. How can they do it, but we can't?
Yeah. I was told that when I tear a little money strip out of the $20 bill, so you can pull it out, little foil that says 20 on it, that's actually a felony, or allegedly when I did that. But they can smash a penny to smithereens, and it's all good.
And charge for it.
Yes.
They're making a profit to deface money. Okay. I remember those as a kid going to the Grand Canyon or whatever other places that my parents took me to. I remember seeing those and thinking how cool it is and always doing it. I don't know where they are to this date, but I remember putting coins in those and getting them back and thought, how neat, how unique. You have to be there, to get them. Thought it was awesome. Now I want my money back and I want to put them all in jail.
Maybe here's a business idea. Put them online. Just go press like 1 million of them and put them on sale on eBay. So all the people are like, oh, I wish I had a penny when I was there. You can buy one. He's like, but it's going to cost you $1. Cost me 50 cents to make. It's going to cost you $1 plus shipping and handling.
Black market defaced currency. Sounds safe.
It's legit.
Sounds safe. I think I'll pass on my LLC license for that one for today. I might think on it.
Run it past a lawyer before you proceed with this, before you invest. You mentioned this. Yes, a couple. And maybe a police officer. You mentioned this morning that you took your dog to the groomer.
Did.
How do you? Is it like just comb and brush, shampoo, haircut? What? Tell me a little more about that.
Speaking of hills to die on.
Okay.
She doesn't watch the show. I'm glad it happened organically. Said groomer is mobile.
Okay. Convenient.
Has groomed my in-laws' dogs for the past 15 plus years. So morphed into taking over our pets. And as the people that know the show know, I've got a zoo in my household. 5 dogs, 2 cats, and a bird. She doesn't do cats, but she's accepted one of our cats because she gets greasy and had a big accident one day. She tipped over a candle and the wax took over her fur and we needed help. So she took on our cat. We'll do our cat every 5 months because cats don't really need grooming, but our cat kind of does. Anyway, those are 5 dogs. Get a notice one day that she built a she shed in her backyard.
Okay.
No more mobile, brick and mortar at her house. She's
Hmm.
got a massive clientele, the gas, the trailer, the travel, the wear and tear on the vehicle. So I'm like, good for you. That's awesome. For me, someone who works from home, having a mobile groomer is amazing. She's going to be here at noon, grab the dog, walk out the front door. I can see out my window as I spy in my neighborhood every day that everyone knows, see the groom. Took the dog to the first appointment to the she shed, which our town is not large. It's large enough to where she lives opposite of us. It's a drive to take said animals. The first invoice after the visiting the she shed I received, and the prices went up.
It's a convenience fee.
To pay.
It's a convenience fee. It's convenient for her to charge you more.
The price of the she shed got worked in to the invoicing, but now it's an inconvenience fee because now I'm loading my animal like everyone else. Poor me, right? Boo-hoo. I got to drive my dog to the groom. But you were in my driveway and it would cost, I'm going to make up a number, right? This is not accurate. I'm just going to say it. It cost $100 for these 2 dogs.
Good round number.
Now I drive 45 minutes round trip and it cost me $145 to have my dogs groomed. You can't do so I told my wife, I said, because we're a blended family, right? I brought my dog in, got her others, and I said, I'm taking Joey, my dog, to Petco. Just buzz him. I don't care, for $50. You take the rest. I lost that argument because she's been part of the family and grooming forever, and I didn't fight it. But so that that one still stings to this day.
Man, I'm excited for your groomer. Obviously, she's moving up in the business, right?
Doing great.
She's established, putting down roots, so to speak. And honestly, if they keep paying, it's hard to argue with her pricing model.
Well, 5 dogs in this household, I'm pretty sure we pay her dadgum mortgage, so I don't blame her at all. She's making a killing. Good on her. She found a couple suckers over here. But I will say, she's tremendous. She's really good. She loves the animals like they're her own kids. Even if she will doctor them on little areas if she sees it, if she finds an odd spot that she hadn't noticed after the last cut, she'll inform us and say, hey, maybe get this checked. A lot of her clients, I saw when I dropped off our dog today, she had this big giant labradoodle, I think is what it looked like. I don't really know, but and it was a beautiful dog, and she's getting started on him. And he's 11 now, and I had him when he was 5 months, and so I've grown up with this baby. That's all of her clients because she cares so much.
All the animals know her.
100%. When I told her Joey was having a hard time and surgery was coming, I had to cancel like 4 appointments in a row because it wasn't happening. We were chasing the vets, figuring stuff out as emergency surgery. I mean, she cried when I was telling her that. I mean, she was so shattered, and so. It's worth it when someone loves your fur babies as much as you do versus dropping them off at someone at Petco who, it's just another one, just off they go. But, yep, really called it. I literally just walked back down the hill I was trying to build. I just quit my hill. I still don't have a second hill, as it turns out, because now I'm siding with her. But
there's a news story that goes right along with this week, and it's out of Ireland.
Oh, I like this one.
Do you want to do it?
No, go for it. You're already primed and prepped. I just like it. I'm just here for the show.
So we've been talking about dog grooming, and if you spent any time on Instagram or basically any social media, you've seen the handiwork of a talented dog groomer who can either make a dog look like a show dog or make a dog look like a tiger or a zebra. It's impressive what they can do.
Make a dog look not like a dog at all.
Yeah, I'm not sure how the dog feels about it, but they're good at doing it. And the police were called in Ireland. This was just I think last week. This happened. Because they spotted an animal that's rarely seen in Ireland, and it was a lion.
I saw
A
that, a lone
lion.
lion, right?
Yeah, lone lion, no pride. Well, the pride being the little herd of lions. It was all by himself.
Family.
Obviously, cops were quite interested in this and responded cautiously to see what happened. But they found, in fact, they spotted a shaggy, tan-colored creature with a lush mane and a tufted tail padding through a wooded area. Let me see if I can bring this up. Oh, I've got it on my wrong computer. Just 1 second. Let me make this full screen.
I mean, it's a vicious lion. Full mane, lion tail. It kind of looks like Simba.
We're gonna go. Where am I? Is that on 5? I think it's right here. That's as big as I can make it. I apologize.
I can back in.
This was the animal. This was it. And a groomer has literally shaved this dog to look like a lion, and did a good job doing so. And it was enough to fool the police into responding.
Police launched an investigation into sightings of lion-like creature that would be found to be a Newfoundland dog. That's the purpose of the creature. Looked like a lion from a distance. That does not. I mean, when you tell me, hey, it's got its haircut to look like a lion, I go, yeah. But if I saw that 5 houses down my street, I'd think there's like a rabid coyote that's been chewed up down the road. I wouldn't think that's a lion.
Mangy little.
Yeah. Yes, that's what I'd say.
I guess in Ireland they don't see many lions. So
I don't see many lions in Wichita Falls, Texas either. I'm not going to say that looks like one.
This particular lion is actually named Mouse and is a very friendly dog. So there was never any concern about safety, even though a few people were a little rattled by it. But it's not normal to shave that type of dog, typically.
No, and that's funny. Someone had fun with it, and it worked to a degree. But
hopefully, the dog is going to be kept in a warm place, because they need that from their warmth. And Ireland in the winter, it can get chilly, get pretty chilly. Yes. So have that in mind. But a great story for lion spotters in Ireland. There's hope. There's hope yet. Just keep your eyes peeled.
I love it. I read. I don't have the context, so I can't. I can go off of memory. Mm-hmm. I want to share a feel-good story that I heard it yesterday morning. Sure. I didn't pull it up, and I don't know why it just sparked me, but I don't have another hill to die on or bad opinion, but I want to shed some positive light. It was a law enforcement officer, and I don't remember what state, but he was patrolling a neighborhood, and as he was patrolling, he looked over and he saw essentially a golf cart, right, that had gone into a neighborhood pond behind some homes and was maybe half submerged-ish, if you will. So a quick Yui turns around, says, well, that's got to be an issue. Maybe someone needs help pulling it out. Maybe it's a fresh accident. I don't know. So he gets out of his cruiser and he goes down the side of a house towards it to where he encounters a family screaming behind the house. So he now knows it's an immediate emergency. Something happened. And so he starts running down, and then he sees there's children inside the golf cart. And luckily enough, a couple of the children are above water with their heads, but their bodies are submerged. And it's not an atypical golf cart. This one happened to have seatbelts, which is great for safety and certain reasons. In this situation, scary, terrifying. Yeah. So he jumps in, and he's trying to get them out, and he gets released, out they go. And I think there was a mother and a father and grandparents there as well. And so gets the one child. The next, trying to get, and she's above water but sloshing in water, a little bit panic mode. It's terrifying, frightening. Yeah. And because of the pressure, it's trying to release seatbelt, can't do it. And so he immediately grabs his pocket knife, starts cutting on it, and as he cuts and frees her out, she screams, "My little brother's under me." And so he gets her out and grabs down below, and sure enough, there's a young kid down there, younger. I don't remember the age, but very young, 6 to 8 in that realm. So goes and pulls on him to only find out seatbelts got him underneath, but he's fully submerged. So pocket knife again, gets down there, gets the seatbelt off, yanks up the kid, but he's lifeless. He's succumbed to what's happened. So CPR immediately.
Right.
Within 20 seconds, he gets the young lad to regurgitate a little bit of the pond water, comes to, but then goes back out. A minute and a half full of chest compressions and CPR brings the young kiddo, I said about 6, brings him back, goes to the hospital, full recovery, going to be totally fine.
Wow.
So it was just a general patrol in a cul-de-sac and sees, and the officer just dives in, goes to rescue.
That's awesome. He deserves an award.
He does. It gave me chills listening to the story and how it was told and who told it. They told it 10 times better than I did. There was much more detail involved in it. It was much more theatrical in how they did it. But what happened, it made me wonder how many things happen like that never get seen by people that get talked about and discussed, and not just by, don't make the news, but not just by peace officers, but just average Joe citizens that throw out a helping hand and just human to human. So I guess my hill would be, I wish we would promote the positive way more than the negative. The negative gets the highlights and the positive kind of gets stomped on and put away behind the curtains because it doesn't get the views, the theatrics. It's not as, ooh, but I truly feel, and this is a hill I would quote, die on, it's opinion I will take to my grave, is that a lot more positivity actually happens in this world than we're privy to, that gets brought to light. We just don't get to see it and read it all because it's not being published. It's not getting shared. But I do think the place we live in right now is much more positive than it's negative. I truly believe it.
You don't have to look too hard to find stories of people doing amazing and good and sometimes just simple things to help somebody else out. And it's really cool. It's really cool to see it. And I guess by nature of, that type of act, generally it's not done with the news cameras rolling. It's in the moment. It's, a one-to-one type exchange.
Yeah.
Which I guess is how they're supposed to be, which is cool.
Totally.
We're running out of time. I was going to do the Purple Heart story.
Please
it's another feel-good story. Purple Heart, belonging to a World War II veteran from Illinois, was in a safe deposit box for decades, and it was just returned to the family in time for this past Veterans Day. The family had no idea. It belonged to U.S. Army Rifleman James Bennett during World War II. And because safe deposit boxes, if you don't open them or pay for them, they go back. The contents go back to the state treasurer, and it goes to this unclaimed property fund. And the money and documents that just like, if they can't find out whose it is or where the person is or the next of kin, they just hold on to it forever. And in this one, obviously, the ward had the information. They were able to locate the family, and they just had no idea. He died at the age of 76. His wife died 7 years later. And so now then you've got the descendants of the family who were contacted and received the Purple Hearts. And they've been looking for them since 2022.
That's cool. And on Veterans Day. So awesome. Yeah. I love it.
And it's the Illinois, the office that does this says it's the 17th Purple Heart they've been able to return to families that they acquire through the same thing, the safe deposit box, that gets surrendered and it gets returned. So that is really cool.
Can you imagine honoring and paying tribute and mourning a loved one that might have deceased for many years ago on the Veterans Day holiday, or even one that's still alive, right? But always trying to do something special. And then you get news of, hey, they actually earned a Purple Heart, so-and-so, and we have it for you. And then
we'd like to deliver it.
Yes, amazing. That's incredible. I love it. I love a good feel-good story, especially.
So from the officer who deserves an award to the family who received an award for someone else's hard work. Do you know what type of award dentists get? A little plaque. Plaque.
You win. No rebuttal.
I had to fit one in. All right, you guys, it has been a lot of fun. Thanks for joining us on this Podcast Thursday. Crown. Oh, there's
Ooh,
another one.
that's
That
a
would
good
work as
one.
well.
Oh, that's so
I thought
good.
a little plaque was. I guess there are a couple answers to that work really well.
There are. Little plaque's really good, especially when you said a little plaque.
I will say this, Thomas, your message about doing good has resonated as it normally does, and you've done this a couple times. It's inspired me. I'm going to look for somebody who's doing that and recognize them personally for that. Not on the show, not anything live, but if I see that, I'm gonna make sure I call it out and thank them for making the world a little bit better. Just one tiny action at a time, whatever it may be. And obviously, if I get the opportunity, I hope that I'll try to be that person. So I'll watch for opportunities this week.
You're going to highlight the good in life, and you're going to make someone's day just a little bit better.
Maybe just by smiling at them. So, like the Target employees do. So I might do it at Target. You never know. Sounds like fun. Thank you very much for being here. Thomas, thank you very much for putting this together. Thanks all of you for joining us on the podcast. It's been a blast.
Thank you, Scott. Thanks for everyone that's watching. Greener says, I'm waiting for your thank you. Greener's a sincere thank you. The comedic relief you bring to the channel day in and day out during severe, heavy, awful trials, and your wit, you're funny.
It's unbelievable.
You know it. Everyone knows it. You are a staple to this channel, and we do appreciate you. So, Greeners, that's the thank you that you deserve.
Don't ever say we didn't give you something.
And now you're timed out. Thank you, everyone else, for being a part of the show and having so much fun. We do appreciate you. Scott and I have so much fun every Thursday night. We look forward to it. Wouldn't be here without you. We would never pre-record it. We have to do it live. So you guys are here and chat with us. So we thank you so much for making our night as well.
Yeah. If you did like the stream, once this ends, see if you can find the hype button. Click it. Maybe somebody else can find it. They can enjoy it as well. You guys have a great night. Thomas, thank you very much. We'll see you.
Thanks, Scott. Bye.